Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree, and today I'm talking about paganism. Specifically, I'm talking about my brand of paganism. I want to talk about what I believe and who I revere and how I practice. So let's get started. My brand of paganism has gone through some changes since I first discovered the craft. At first, I was just a witch. I just wanted to practice witchcraft and play around with it because I'm fascinated by magic and everything associated with it. And I do believe in the supernatural, and there are special forces out there. I believe in that. So I wanted to do my part to tap into the supernatural energies and see what I can come up with. During the course of my discovery, I found out that I don't have any interest in Wicca. Wicca is a very specific branch of paganism. It is a religion. It's a type of practice that is itself a religious practice, but also a form of witchcraft, a form of ritualized witchcraft. So it's very specific. So I decided I didn't want to pursue Wicca. So at first, I thought I was going to be what they call a dodecatheist, meaning someone who has 12 deities. I picked a pantheon of 12 deities that I wanted to revere. I wrote their names down in my grimoire, my Book of Shadows, as they sometimes call it. I prefer grimoire, but you can call it what you want. I don't care. I know Book of Shadows comes from Wicca, but it's the same thing. It predates Wicca, so it's okay. I don't care which term we use. But I wrote down their names in my book, my spell book. And I wrote down attributes from each one. And I bought a pendant that had 12, it was a star that had 12 points on it, each point representing one of my deities. I practiced that form of paganism until I discovered Brigid was the standout deity amongst my 12. Brigid is the mother of Ireland, and the goddess that the name Britain, or the island Britain, is named after. So it's called the British Isles because it's named after the goddess Brigid. She goes by many names, but I refer to her as Brigid. That's the name I use when I refer to her. She's also a triple goddess, so she's been kind of worked into Wicca with the whole mother, maid, and crone thing, which is a part of Wicca, but at the same time, she's not that type of triple goddess. She is a mother. You could say she's a maiden in a way. She is. Her father's the Dagda. She is married. Was married. I think she was married. Her mythology is kind of wishy-washy. Most Celtic mythology is kind of weird. It's hard to lock down because a lot of sources were destroyed. So a lot of it's kind of iffy. But anyways, Brigid was my standout. So on Maybone of last year, which is the fall equinox in Celtic circles and in pagan circles, we call it Maybone. And on that holiday, I did a ritual, a very specific ritual, to bind my heart to Brigid. I bought a Brigid idol, and I bought a deck of tarot cards that I dedicated to Brigid, that I used to ask her questions and get responses from her. And then that's one of the ways we communicate. And then I set up my altar with candles, red candles devoted to her, because red is one of her colors. She has bright red hair, so red is a color that represents Brigid. So I burn red candles in her honor. And I did that for a while. And then I got cocky. I got arrogant. I got in a fight with her. And let's just say it didn't end well. And so I withdrew from my pagan practice, and I retreated back into Christianity for a while. I had been Catholic for a while. I started out as Southern Baptist. Well, Baptist and then Southern Baptist, before converting to Anglicanism. Not officially. So I was reverting back to Anglicanism. And then I had a moment. The other night I had a dream where Brigid came back to me and reminded me that I bound my heart to her and that I belonged to her. And so, because of that dream, I decided to go ahead and see if I can mend that relationship with her. And in doing so, I decided, talking with Brigid, I decided I would do a video explaining my views and talking a little bit about her. This isn't a history lesson on Brigid. I don't know that much history about her, and I wouldn't trust my fuzzy memories anyways, but it is sort of just a getting to know you type of video. So, getting to know Brigid is, well, it was an experience for me, and I want to get to know her again. So, I'm excited to start the process all over again. So, I'm going to go through the whole process of getting to know her again and seeing how she responds to my calls. I believe she responded to my call because I asked her for help in getting a job. I did a spell today to help me get a job, and I got the job. I got a good job, so I believe it worked because I did the spell and then I got the job, and it was a really good job, so I'm very excited for that. So I told her I would make a video telling people about her. She mostly comes to me in my dreams, but also sometimes I do pray to her. Sometimes I do rituals that include requests of her, and sometimes she responds, sometimes she doesn't. And then sometimes I use the tarot cards to try to talk to her, see if she'll respond through the tarot cards. I understand tarot magic is tricky and everybody's got their own interpretation of it, but I just use the cards to try to get responses from Brigid. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get nothing but gibberish. But I'm going to go back to honoring and revering and respecting my mother goddess. Her name is Brigid, and she is my goddess. She is my mother, and I love her. I hope she finds this video respectful. I hope she finds it pleasing, and I hope that she accepts my apology and we can start our relationship fresh anew. That's all.